السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Baqara, one of the verses that was just recited, Allah says, all I can do is make dua for upstairs, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help those people who are trying to pay attention, to let their neighbors make it easy for them to pay attention. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Baqarah, which verse was recited, وَبَشِّرِ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ أَنَّ لَهُمْ جَنَّاتٍ تَجْرِي مِنْ تَحْتِهَا الْأَنْهَارُ. And give good news to those who believe and those who do good deeds, that they will have gardens underneath which rivers flow. كلما رزقوا منها من ثمرة رزقا قالوا هذا الذي رزقنا من قبل. Whenever they're given something from fruits as rizq, as sustenance for them, they'll say, this is what we were given before. وَأُتُوا بِهِ مُتَشَابِهًا. And they will be given things in similitude, or they will be given things similar to each other. So I just wanted to focus on this aspect. Inshallah, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us Jannah. And when we think about Jannah, Allah described things in paradise for us so that we're motivated to get there. He tells us the type of things we're going to get in Jannah so that we really want to get there. And the scholars explain the word mutashabiha here. There's two interpretations, but the stronger interpretation, I believe, is the one that it means that in people in Jannah, when they're going to be given something of a fruit, they'll be given an apple or a banana, or they're going to be given something. When they eat that, they're going to enjoy it and they're going to love it. And then they're going to be given something else, and it's going to look exactly the same. And now normally if something looks the same, they're going to say, we just gave us some of this before. And then they taste it, and it's going to have a completely different taste. And subhanAllah, there's so much, it's so deep if you think about this. Allah is trying to explain to us what Jannah is going to be like. But we can't really understand. No matter how much you try to describe it, you'll never be able to describe it. But Allah gives us this example because one of the biggest problems in this dunya, in this world, no matter how much you are given, you start to get tired of things. Doesn't matter if you're given the absolute best thing in this world, eventually you start to get tired of it. You're given the best sports car ever, and after a little while you get tired of it. If you get a second one, and a third one, and a fourth one, eventually you say, I've had this for so many days. You start to say, this is old now, I want something new, I need a new model. This is the old model, not the new model. No matter what you get, you're never satisfied. Now, I took a class in high school. All of you probably took economics in high school. In high school economics, they teach a very simple principle. It's called diminishing marginal utility, which basically means that every time you have something, in the beginning, there's this novelty that's there, and you feel great about it. And then you get more of it, and you get more of it, and you start to feel a little bit less and less interested in that. The simple example they give is like if you get a donut, assuming you like donuts. I'm not saying donuts are good for you, but assuming you like donuts. The first bite you take and you're super hungry, best taste ever. Second bite doesn't taste as good as the first bite. The fifth bite doesn't taste as good as the second bite. And it goes down because you keep getting it, you keep getting it. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us in this verse that every time you're given something in Jannah, it's going to be renewed and refreshed for you. It's going to be like the first time you got something. The first time you get something, you feel the best. You're going to feel the best the millionth time you get that thing. I can't think of any better description of one of the best aspects of Jannah than this. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to acquire Jannah and to be motivated to achieve that status. Ameen wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.